And now I'm trying to, I was in the Word, and then, trials came and storms kept coming because, I'm not called to be of this world. And I realized that, so now I'm going through the world, and it has its trials and it has its tribulations, and I'm not perfect and far from it. I'm only 22, so just trying to go through it, and it's my exodus because he delivered me again from myself. So this is my exodus, and the pen is not writing fast enough than what my thoughts would like it to be. So I'm gonna just speak it, and then hopefully later I could watch this, and then I'll watch this and rewrite it as a little who to who, because God, he puts a lot in me, and it's sometimes a pen it's fast enough to write it, but okay, I don't know. So I was reading, right, got back in tune. It's my exodus. Now I'm starting back from the New Testament, because I gotta get right, and I know that Jesus gets me right. So I'm gonna start at the New Testament. It's Jesus, the gospel, the good news. Okay, I'm reading Matthew 1, and usually I skip over this, and it's the ancestors of Jesus the Messiah. Usually I skip over this because I feel like it's a bunch of names that I'm not going to remember. Lo and behold, and God put in my spirit to read it. And usually I was going to skip over it, and I was going to start at verse 18, the birth of, but something told me, and God told me, as a matter of fact, God told me, amen. And I read it, and this is my second time now going through and reading the New Testament, because I was looking at it from a different perspective in the first time. So now I'm going to go back, and whatever the Lord blesses me with new knowledge, then I'm doing this, and now it's new. So, amen. So, reading, and now I have more knowledge than the first time. So it's a record of the ancestors of Jesus the Messiah, descendant of David and of Abraham. Abraham was the father, and I'm filling in the blanks now because it's not my first time reading it. And I've read through Genesis, so Abraham, I kind of did that like memorization for me, because I'm gonna bring this word, and I feel like that's something I needed to do. So when I was reading the Old Testament, I was like, okay, Abraham, he's the father of Isaac, and he was gonna sacrifice Isaac and gave birth, and his wife gave birth to Isaac at old age, and he got somebody pregnant, thinking his wife couldn't get it. Okay, Isaac. He's the father of Jacob, and Jacob stole his older brother's blessing, and Isaac was blind, and okay, that's Jacob, yeah, and Jacob was the father of, and I'm filling in the blanks as I'm reading this. Like, Jacob is the father of who? Oh, I know who he's Joseph. I read and I fill in the blank, right? And didn't say Joseph. I'm doing this new thing, but so instead of writing down my notes,
you wanna read it?
I'm gonna say it to myself, kind of like preach it to myself. You feel me?
Is yours?
What is that?
Those up all your shit, my fucking spare room.
Yeah, this is mine. Damn, bro, why you cussing? I'm gonna have to edit that out. I love you too,
I
bro.
looked for it, bro. I didn't find it.
All right.
I know your AirPods.
It's all good. I got another case. I just need to. Can you leave your glasses out so I can use them for? Nah, I'm gonna come up on some.
I got it right there. If you need it, like, just put it back. But it's right there on my hard drive.
I bet. And leave your charger out so I can use that later too.
It's I'll put it right there.
I bet. And so I'm reading, and I'm saying, oh, Jacob is the father of who? Joseph. And I read, and it's like, kind of like, Jacob was the father of Judah. And here, I'm like, Judah. Hold up. I I remember hearing about Judah. Judah? Who is Judah? Hold up, Judah. He sounds a lot like Judah. Sounded a lot like Judas to me. And I'm like, oh, hold up, the vibes is not there. The vibes is not there. He's Judah. Who is you? Alright, so I'm okay, let me backtrack. Like, Judah, who's Judah? I go and I'm reading. Right, and then so I'm reading. Now I'm backtrack to Genesis. Now I'm at, like, man, where does Judah come up? Like, I know that Joseph had, or that Jacob, had more, I know Joseph had a couple brothers and Jacob had a couple kids, so where's Judah? And reading. Okay, reading. Boom. 37. Read through it. Boom, boom, boom. Still no Judah. 37. Okay. 37, 18. Joseph was sold into slavery. Who out the band? Judah. And then boom. 37:26. Judah said to his brothers, what will we gain by killing our brother? We'd have to cover up the crime. Instead of hurting him, let's sell him to the Ishmaelite traders. After all, he is our brother. Our own flesh and blood, and his brothers agreed. I'm like, dang. Judah, right? I'm interested in the story. I love the story of Joseph because he handled so many trials, and if I could have a mustard seed of Joseph, it's faith, and that's just, it's amazing faith, because no matter what, he stayed faithful. And I know sometimes, for a fact, I know a couple times when I went through the storms, and I'm looking up like, why you do this to me? Why you do this to me? And I ain't get to Job where praise the God who takes away, the Lord who gives and takes away. I was not like that. How dare you let my heart get broken again twice? How dare you let this people laugh in my face twice, 3, 4 times? How dare you? You said you would prepare a seat for me in the presence of my enemy. This isn't preparing a seat for me. All right, looking with my worldly glasses. All right, I'm starting to feel it a little right now. I gotta be careful when we look back, okay? Because it was Philippians 3:13. Therefore, there is, I'm paraphrasing. I forgot about the past. Now I struggle for the future. So I don't know why I'm paraphrasing that. I got Philippians 3:13 right here. Matter of fact, give me a second. Philippians 3:13. Hold up. Let me see. No. But I focus on this 3:13 in its entirety. No, dear brothers and sisters, I've not achieved it, but I focus on this one thing: forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. Okay, so we gotta be careful when we look back to not get stuck back there. We gotta keep focusing. But going back to Joseph, that's why I really rock with him, because like he applied that. Like my brother sold me to slavery. I'm gonna do my thing. He did his thing. Boom, he worked up. got slapped right back to the bottom. Okay, cool. Now I'm in jail for something I ain't do. Alright. I'm gonna remain faithful, man. He remains faithful in his seasons. Man, him and Job, they two different breeds. That's why I named this book. You feel me? But yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a little off track. You know, I just like, it's not me, it's the spirit. You see that? That's my spirit flow. And yeah, so yeah, there's that. And yeah, okay, I'm not about Joseph. I'm not talking about Joseph. We're talking about Judah, right? So now I'm reading, and I'm going down. I'm reading, you know, just to see if Judah says any more lines. Cause that line's like, dang, that's Judah. And then verse 38 is all about Judah. And I read this, and it just like this. It just came over my head, but this, you know, the spirit's in tune. Amen. So, reading Judah and Tamar, right? So, long story short, try to paraphrase. Judah, he leaves. He has a couple kids. All right, got like 3 sons. And of course, this is in verse 6. In the course of time, Judah arranged for his firstborn son, to marry a young woman, Tamar, right? Okay, Tamar. So, but was a wicked man in the Lord's sight, so the Lord took his life. Okay. Then Judah said to Er's brother Onan or whatever, go and marry Tamar as our law requires. The brother of a man who has died, you must produce an heir for your brother. But Onan was like, yo, I'm not gonna have a kid. It's not gonna be his heir, you feel me? So his own heir. So whenever he was, you know, he was pulling out. Just to make a long story short, he was pulling out. His pull-out game was flawless. Just pulling out. Reminds me of me back in my prime. Nah, I'm just kidding. That's probably a bad joke. Bad joke. His pull-out game was strong, man. It's like Michael Phelps is swimming. You know, that's his pull-out game, man. Yeah. It's a bad joke. My bad. But I'm sorry, God. That's a bad joke. All right. Well, you know, so he went finishing the job, and prevented her from, you know, having a kid. So now the Lord considered that evil to deny a child for his dead brother, says here in verse 10. So he took his life too. Now Judah like, what if I just had 3 sons? No, I got 1. It must be her. It must be her, right? It must be her. And we all said that. It must be this. It must be that. No, how about it's not her? How about we stop pointing for a second, all right? And stop trying to figure out everything and try to make sense of it. What if it's God? That must be God. I don't just get 2 sons taken away because of some female. It's God. Okay, God, what do you want me to see from this? And, you know, because he works all things for our good. And he takes what the enemy meant for evil and he turns it to good. And a lot of the time, that's what I have to keep telling myself. And that's what I'm trying to reiterate now, because I went through my fair share. I know I'm going to go through more of a fair share. I'm only 22. I'm not of this world. I'm from above. God has labeled me a child of God. So I'm not from this world and of these things. So that means I'm going to go through the world. But I need to keep that hope. And sometimes I forget. Or forgive me, I'm human. Sometimes I forget. Just as Judah did. But that same Judah was just, must be her. So I'm going to do this. And not consulting God. And I think that's where we really go wrong as believers, when we don't consult the Father. And yeah, I think that's where we go wrong, and we don't consult the Father like this. It's crazy. Yeah, just go crazy. We just go our own type of way. And yeah, we just do what we gotta do. We just try to make sense of stuff instead of trying to make sense of the brothers. We just gotta put in some faith and some trust. And I know it don't come hard. Trust me, I'm going through it right now, man. But back to the story. Back to the story. All right, so he like, man, I'm straight. He not gonna be 3 for this. She not gonna be 3 for 3. So he's like, I'ma say she gonna marry my son, but really we gonna dash, and I ain't never gonna see her again. So we good. All right. Tamar wasn't dumb. You feel me? She wasn't dumb. She seemed like she's slick. She's slick. Females be more slick than us sometimes. Tell you right now. Better watch out. Hey man, no, that's just. So, after some years later, Judah's wife dies. After the time of their mourning was over, Judah and his friend Hira the Adulamite went up to Timnah to supervise the sharing of his sheep. Someone told him Tamar, look, your father-in-law is going up to Timnah to shear his sheep. Tamar was aware that Shelah, and that's his third son, his youngest, had now grown up, but no arrangements were made for her to come and marry him like he said. So I'm summarizing again, so she did she put on her best hot girl summer outfit. And went out there. Went out to the dance floor to say. Yeah, she went out to the dance floor, so to say. That's all I'm gonna say. She went out to the dance floor, so to say. That's all I'm gonna say. And she did her thing. And she did her thing. And Judah was looking. Judah was like, damn, hold up. Came up to her, and he deserved a tweak of the week for this. Judah nurse noticed her and thought she was a prostitute since she had covered her face. So he stopped and propositioned her. When you have sex with you, he said, not realizing that she was his own daughter-in-law. And I'm gonna stop right there, and I just want to talk on it. God works all things out for our good, right? Because this is where it gets good. This is where damn, Judah just trying to. Every time I bring about Judah, it's like, man, I want Judah on my team. Not want him on my team. He a liar. He gonna probably kill me if I'm coming up too much. He gonna lie to my face. If I do too much. And yeah, I want a Judah on my team. Like, he just seen the prostitute. That was it. That's all it took. That she didn't cover her. She ain't even have her face on. So now he just out there going live it. He thinking with the wrong head. Right, but watch this. This is how good our God is. He takes what the enemy meant for evil and he turns it for good. Like that one song. See a victory. And you take what the enemy meant for evil and you turn it for good. That song, that's a good song. Check it out. If you're going through something, you don't know if you're gonna make it through. Got it. Alright. So he had sex with her and she was like, how much you gonna pay me? Yada yada yada. He said, I'll give you a gold. And she said, I know you're gonna give me a gold. How you know you're not just saying this? He said, here, you can take my stuff. It's like proof, like here, hold my watch, like hold my bracelet kind of thing. He gave her his identification seal and his cord and the walking stick that he was using. He gave that all to her, right? And then boom, they did their thing, yada yada yada. So came back to give it a go, but she wasn't there, and asking around like, where's that prostitute that be out here? And they're like, man, we don't got no prostitute, we don't know what you're talking about. And the boy came back like, yo, shorty, they don't even know, like they said she was never there. He said, we're not gonna go look for this because they not about to put me on blast, you feel me? You know, not about to catch me. And let her keep that on if you need it. And I'll make that right back. Keep that. You know, I try. So I'm cool off that. I don't need it. About 3 months later, he, I didn't worry about that. He was told, hey, your daughter-in-law said she acted like a prostitute. Now she pregnant. And said, you. He said, I'll bring it on. Hell. He said, He said, bring her out. And let her burn. That's what he said. You grew a little dude. You grew a dude. I don't want to run into Judah, man. I promise you. You type of do the step on your all YG face, man. You know, he the black high top, Air Force One, the grease in it. That's what he hooping. So it sound like he hooping at least. That was as they were walking her out. This verse 25. But as they were walking her out to kill her, she sent this message to her father-in-law. The man who owns these things made me pregnant. Look closely. Who seal, cord, and walking stick are these? So now, like, they's gonna kill her because she's pregnant. And he's like, damn, she's pregnant. She's supposed to marry my son. Now I'm about to kill her to get her out the way. Get her out the way. You know, about to flip the script. But the script got flipped on him. You feel me? Judah recognized him. I mean, yeah, no, yeah, that was your sweater, right? That was your sweater at her house that you posted a picture and you said, y'all been there, fellas. I hope not, but some of us have been there. Now it's just like, dang. You caught me. You got me. Amen. But he takes what the enemy meant for evil and he turns it for good. He turns it for good. Amen. And Judah recognized them immediately. It said, this verse 26, she's more righteous than I am because I did not arrange for her to marry my son, Shelah. Judah never slept with Tamar again. It's cool, he had to. Not only was she pregnant, not only did he get the side piece pregnant, she had twins, dog. That's what you get. But nah, that's playing. You don't get no payback. You feel me? Somebody smack you on the cheek, you get another cheek. You feel me? 7 times 70. Matthew 18:21. How many times you supposed to forget someone? 7 times 70. You feel me? 7 times 7. Not 7 times, but 7 times 7. So like, you know, back to the regularly scheduled program. I'm so hyped. While she was in labor, when the baby reached out his hand, Mary grabbed it and tied a scarlet string around the child's wrist, announcing this one came in first, right? Then he pulled his hand back, and out came his brother, right? What? How did you break out first? So he was named Perez, and Perez means breaking out. Cool. I didn't know that till it had this little asterisk, so I looked down. It was something like 6th grade. And then the baby with the scarlet string on his wrist was born. He was named Zerah. Alright, and Zerah means scarlet brightness. Okay. I'm tied it all together. back to Matthew 1. Jacob was the father of Joseph, yes. And here, Matthew 1, Judah and his brothers. And Judah was the father of Perez and Zerah, whose mother was Tamar. And Perez was the father of Perez. It's not Onan, or his other cat's name, his other son, Shelah. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's not him. It's not Scarlet. It's Perez, and that's just like, just made me like, God don't call option. Like he could have went and used Joseph. You know, that's what I immediately when I read that, oh, Joseph. No, it's not Joseph. It's Judah. The one was like, man, let's sell this slave. And it was like, man, you're not marrying my son. You're not gonna get my son. And I was like, man, I'm up for sex. Alright. We are Judah. We are Judah before Christ. Because we was all us doing being of this world. And like from this world, I realized. And by the grace of God, by the grace of salvation, by that cross, man. By that cross we saved, and no condemnation. 2 Corinthians 5:17 is means that all that belong to Christ have become a new person. The old life is gone, the new life has begun, like being on a new life. Man. That's us, man. It's like this song, I think it's called Matthew West or Matthew East, one of the two. It's called Broken Things. Child, don't you know that the first will be last? The last get a crown. Now I'm just a sinner in the presence of a king. I wish I could bring so much more. But if it's true and you use broken things, then here I am, Lord, I'm all yours. And yeah, that was that. He did that. He did that, man. We was all broken things, and he used us. He used Judah. That's how he comes. Like, don't ever sell yourself short. Who? Like, that's what I said. Who? Judah? Who? Like, you know, and I was watching this Steve Furtick video. It's like, who told you you're not good enough? And that's just, I think that who. That's my time. Who? Judah. But if he could make that, right, and from Judah doing all that, right, came what? Jesus at the end. You just read all the way down. Came Jesus and King David, right, and King Solomon. Hold up. Yeah. David, you know, from Judah's mistake, God made so much. And what I'm saying is, like, he can do the same for us through our mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he take what the enemy meant for evil and turns it for good. Just hold on to that faith. The faith we must receive. That's all we need. I know it gets hard. I'm going through it. So, just like everybody else do. And yeah, hopefully get back and just help support, but like, don't sell yourself short. But that Stephen Furtick video is just like, who told you you're not good enough to do this? Like, who said you was too far you're too far gone and too this and too that. Like, man, that's the devil, man. That was a lie. That was a lie. He come whispering and hit you in the weak points, man. My grandpa was just on the phone with him, man. He told me to put on that phone. My God. I was on the phone with my uncle too. Man. Shout outs to the OGs who've been through it. I was on the phone with them. Tell me real spiel. I gotta apply it. That's why I'm doing this now. If I can help one, that's all cool. If I could just help one, this will be the best version of me. The best version of me. So I'm coming. This is how I'm coming. I really want to do this. I really want to help people. So like, man, don't sell yourself short. Don't fool yourself. Don't question yourself. I know your worth, because even in your wrongs, like, don't beat yourself up. There's no condemnation for those who are in Christ. It says that here. I can't give the verse, but I know it's true. I heard it and I know it, so I believe it. Yeah, so hopefully this helps people. I don't know if I'm gonna post this or not. Maybe I should. Live life with no fear. Don't fight cares with my baby girl here. Yeah, that's the goal right there. But nah, yeah, for real. So yeah, hopefully this do something. Hopefully it do. It's a little 30-minute. It's my first little. I just did this because, like, man, I couldn't write it down fast enough as the thoughts was coming from me. Yeah, don't be a fool. Don't fool yourself. I don't know, man. Maybe if I post this, y'all could write a title. Y'all could write a title for me. This is my first little thing, and hopefully maybe I can start doing my thing. Make this a calling for real, because that's really what I want to do, man, for real. Yeah. If I help, cool. If not, cool. Either way, it's still gonna be me, so God bless y'all. If I do post this, I'm kind of nervous. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but if I do, just, prayer request, drop it down. Comments were in the Yep. So, yep. Probably post it to YouTube and share the link. That's all I'm probably doing. Alright, y'all.